Welcome to Popcorn and Plot Holes.
Wait, what's happening?
Yes, this is what's happening. I have assumed control.
Well, you've assumed control because we were abandoned by our so-called friends.
Well, you could call it that, but I mean, no one said we had to put our business in the streets like that. I mean, we're trying to maintain the consistency.
We are?
No, we're not. Okay, so the voices that you are hearing, you should know very, very well by now. We have Mr. Luciano.
Yep, I am here.
At least
two of us are.
Someone had to be here.
Yeah,
and you know, I think we're going to share the hosting reins. But yes, it is I, Chris, also known as Anti Spencer, Anti Matt.
Wow!
I don't mean
Firing
it. I don't mean
across
it.
The bow.
I don't even mean it politically. I just mean from an energy standpoint.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say at least your introduction didn't sound like you wished for death, which is what happens usually with Matt.
The sweet release of death.
Yeah.
How did we get here? We're supposed to be. This is perfect timing based on our plan for this shorts edition.
We're professionals here. We're segueing.
There's nothing we can't do, and well at that. So yeah, we were trying to figure out what to call this version of the podcast when we're going to take on something a bit more bite sized, and we are throwing things around like after the credits, stingers. What else did we think of?
Behind the scenes,
bloopers, extra credit, bloopers.
Credits, yeah, we're gonna land on one at some point, and that's
or maybe we'll land on all of them because we can do whatever we want.
It's a long-ass title.
Well, like we've got the reins, so they can't stop us. And so, yeah, we're here today to segue. I guess we're here today to talk a little bit about one of the greats that we recently just lost. That being Mr. Carl Weathers.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that was it was sudden, and yeah, like being movie lovers, we most definitely want to see what we just want to bounce off of each other and reflect on some of his most, or I guess the most memorable roles for us personally, because this is our damn podcast. I mean, like, not everybody's gonna like Predator, but we can say whatever we want. So
yeah. No, it's. I thought we were planning on skipping this week because life happens, but I think it's a good opportunity to pay some homage to the man.
Word.
And listeners of our other podcast will remember that when you and I were abandoned at some other occasion by our so-called friends, we did a review. Yeah, we did a review of Predator.
We did, and enjoyed every minute of it. Dang
yeah, and then also it's one of the most famous gifs on the internet, right? Especially now with him passing away.
Yeah,
and I think for me that's I don't know if it's my favorite of his performances.
You're saying you don't know if Predator is your? You don't know?
Yeah,
if Predator
I don't know
is
if
your
Dylan
favorite?
is my favorite character of his.
Oh,
but it is.
So if not him, then who?
I'll get to it, but I think it's the most iconic one, just because of how iconic Predator is, and how everything that Arnie is in is memeable, right? But that one scene of the hand clap, is
the
meme royalty.
True,
right? So, I think my favorite character of his is Apollo Creed.
Okay. Well worth it. I mean, epic tier for the culture, for cinema.
And it has a character arc, right? It starts as an adversary, as an enemy of Rocky, and ends up a friend, and then ends up murdered by Ivan Drago.
My God.
Yeah, but that's not. We've watched fucking TV series with like 10 seasons that don't have that much of a character arc.
True.
So, yeah.
True. I'm trying to think of who I want to throw shots at. I can't. Nothing comes to mind except for Friends. Okay. And I don't watch Friends, but I just wanted to throw shots at someone who has at a show that has less development than the arc of one Apollo Creed.
Pick anything on like cable TV.
I suppose he had a
Yeah.
TV series too, which I forgot that I used to watch when I was growing up. Street Justice,
I
and it
never watched
received.
that.
Yeah, him. He played like a Vietnam vet of sorts, and then found his way back to a child that he first met. The child version he first met and a missionary while he was like just touring and stuff, and then the show takes place with that kid who grows up, and they cross paths, and they're both detectives. So I'm like,
Oh.
holy moly. So that dot I did not even realize was being reconnected when I was looking over his resume to kind of just like, yeah, point blank reconnect and get some dots thrown back up.
Yeah, and it was interesting because at least for me,
Mm-hmm.
um, like we are all four of us are pretty big like action movie fans, given our facts
Yeah.
um, focus, the
Mm-hmm.
A being action.
Mm.
And I think I can safely say that we're all pretty big 80s action fans, right? Like the
Yes.
old, like blockbuster,
Yeah.
completely nonsensical action movies that were like, I don't care if this makes sense, it's just awesome, right?
Yeah.
Back when we weren't grumpy old farts like we are now.
So speak for yourself. I'm trying to maintain, man.
Oh,
I'm
you were
trying to maintain.
always a grumpy old fart? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
Now you've reached the new tier
Yeah.
of
But and he
enlightenment.
like Carl Weathers was in a few like back then he was like he was never really like it wasn't like a Sly Stallone or like an Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger, but he was pretty like you would see him, you know, in cameos or in like smaller roles all the time. But then he kind of disappeared, at least for me.
Until. Oh yeah. When did he? When do you remember? Do you know when he disappeared? Not disappeared, but when he kind of wasn't on your radar so much. Like, what was the last thing you saw
After
before he
Ivan
came back?
Drago kills him.
Okay.
Yeah, and then but that this is because and it was weird because I had never watched Arrested Development when it first was out, but then when
Yeah.
the whole thing was on Netflix,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, now I'm gonna binge watch the whole thing, and I did like during the pandemic,
Right.
and I was like, the fuck is Apollo Creed doing there? So
Ah,
that was a weird sort of wait, what? And he's playing himself as
yes.
and doing like acting like mentorship. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
no idea, and I've never watched. I never saw all of Arrested Development, and I certainly didn't see that episode. For that episode alone, I want to go and pop that
It's
on.
it's more than one episode. Wait, I think
Oh,
it's a
well,
whole
lovely.
arc. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, so it's spread out.
yeah.
Holy moly!
I'm pretty sure it's been a while now, but yeah, it's a recurring thing
Well, that's
with
not putty.
well, anyway, it's well, the rest of
Yeah,
development is worth it.
that
Just
guy.
it's so.
Oh my god!
Um, but yeah,
But yeah,
and I like
go on.
I'm reading here that he was on Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
he was. You do or don't remember?
I don't because I think I only watched bits and pieces of Happy Gilmore a long time
Yeah,
ago.
he was Happy's mentor, Chubbs Peterson, with a fake with a fake. Let me think about this with the fake right hand that cost him his opportunity to go pro because an alligator bit it off.
Oh my!
But he did manage to get the eye. Like they tussled him and the alligator, and he got the eye of that alligator. So in a very like Captain Hook and crocodile adversarial, back and forth.
Right.
Nemesis. They had that nemesis bond between them, and so yeah, like after Apollo Creed, and then not really knowing like who it was I was seeing when Street Justice TV show was on 91 to 1993. I'm just looking at it. When I saw him in Happy Gilmore. He was also he was also in Little Nicky, another Adam Sandler movie, still as Chubbs.
Yeah, but I think it's a cameo. Like I remember. I remember, and this was when I was like, "Holy shit, who is that guy? I know that guy," but I couldn't
Yeah,
like place him.
yeah.
But yeah, he's there. He's there. I didn't remember his
Oh,
name, but he's there. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, and Happy Gilmore, that was good. I actually started rewatching it early this morning, just to get exposed or reconnected to I wouldn't say the lesser known content, but just something that I thought would be funny because I wanted to catch you off guard and be like, his greatest role was Chubbs Peterson, which you didn't really know. You were loosely aware, and so I think that carried off pretty well. But he did a lot of other work too. I mean, we don't have to recount all of his work, but notable for the most of us, the most notable for us. Like, did you know that he was in a Toy Story Halloween short as
I did not,
as Action Carl, and there was a yeah, and he was also missing a hand, which was like an homage to his Chubbs Peterson Happy Gilmore thing. I saw the clips of that, and that was like, oh my god. This man does not miss. He doesn't quit and he doesn't miss. Holy.
Yeah, just to confirm, so he was in 4 episodes of Arrested Development.
Okay.
And
oh man,
I just saw here that he was in Psych. I watched Psych probably 3 times end to end, and I don't remember him being there. It's one episode only, but
it's easy to miss him because when he has his mustache, beard, or goatee,
it's very iconic.
It changes his appearance altogether.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have to talk obviously about Mandalorian.
Hell
right?
yeah.
Which was the very last thing that he did, Grief Karga.
Yeah.
Which it was funny because again I had the thing, oh, that dude, fuck. Who is right? Oh, Apollo Creed! Like that was there was a moment there, but like I remember distinctly when I watched, because I think it's season 2 only, right?
I thought he was in season 1 as
season
well.
1 and 2,
1 and 2, yeah.
But I remember going, oh, I don't think he has the chops to pull this off, and I was wrong.
He was
like the first couple of episodes. I was like, this is not very convincing.
He was in 3 seasons.
All 3 seasons, okay.
Yeah, and he won. I think he also won an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he directed too in one of them. I think it was the same one.
Yes,
episode.
He directed one. Yeah, and I remember seeing him in the first few episodes. I was like, man, I remember Carl Weathers being better at acting. But I think it was direction that there was a problem, because he grows into the character very much, and and you get used to him. Like, and he has that the character has that thing where you're like, is he gonna betray Mando?
Right,
and he does, but then he doesn't. So like,
it's that mercurial air about him.
Yeah, no, and I think it's nobody expected. I'm sure he didn't expect, and none of us expected it to be a send off. But I think it's a good, as accidental as it might be, or as happenstance as it might be. I think it's a good last thing for him to have done.
Yeah, there's no way we could have known, right?
Especially because he wasn't sick or anything. He just passed away in his sleep, right?
Yeah.
So,
which is kind of a good way to go.
You're better than suffering with disease or something, for sure.
Yeah. And I would also say, like, the trade-off, like, to like leveraging more time. I guess, like, the writers and the showrunners in Mandalorian leveraging more time towards the rest of the ensemble cast. What with the minusing of Gina Carano's Cara Dune,
yeah,
Carl and everyone else more than stepped up, because they like reshuffled the writing and made sure that the trajectory was going well. Which in a way, some might say that that's trickier when you have to when you have to deal with the minus of a character or that actor,
especially in that way, right? In the olden days of TV series, they would just replace him,
right?
And everybody would just act like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Whereas us as viewers would go, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I do.
And Vivian just one day was a different actress, and we were
completely. And I'm like, who is this? This is not. I'm trying not to swear too much because, like, I don't want to disrespect women like that. But
I know what you mean. But like, I was like, not only did they change the person who plays it, but like the character took a different turn completely. The way that she acted and everything.
Yeah, she wasn't as fiery.
Yeah, I'm glad that we don't do that anymore, because I feel
Yeah.
like, to you know, if someone were to replace Gina Carano as Cara Dune, I think I'd be all right with it.
True.
But like I said, I think with Grief, like Carl
Yeah.
Weathers kind of made the character. It's like replacing Mando, like
True.
replacing Pedro Pascal with some other dude, even though he doesn't
Yeah.
appear for most of the thing. It's not
Right.
right. So
It's that.
I'm glad they're gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't Grief die?
I don't. I honestly don't
Fuck, I don't
think
remember.
so. It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to the point where like I've consumed so much where I honestly can't recall
Yeah.
what happened at the end of Mando season 3, and I don't know if I should be ashamed or proud because we've dwarfed its season launch, but like for Carl Weathers,
but the thing is, especially with Star Wars now, with fucking Book of Boba Fett just being
we don't talk about Boba Fett.
Yeah, but like
but you're right.
For me, those 3 episodes where Mando is there, I'm like, did this happen in Mando or did this happen in Book of Boba Fett? Because and then because it's all set in the same thing and characters recur, I'm like, wait, was this in Mando or was this in the Rebels cartoon? So because I watched all of it.
Yeah, so it's starting to bleed together when you. But
like going back to the subject, like we don't. This is a small one. We really don't have time to derail the way that we usually do.
Yeah, it's a casual fireside, time boxed, but not time boxed. But
it's a small tangent. It's not a huge tangent.
Yeah, we can derail ourselves. We don't always need Matt.
No, well,
for that,
Matt isn't really that effective at doing it. Yeah, but I like I said, I'm glad that now showrunners tend to do okay. No, we're gonna have to figure something out and make the character go away. This is gonna be that until AI is good enough that they can just use AI to put them back in, and that's gonna be awful. But I was looking here on IMDb, and boy, there's 2 roles that he did side by side, one in 2012 and one in 2013, that are amazing. So one of them is Sheriff Tom versus the Zombies, where he plays President Weathers. I haven't watched this, but now I want to.
Okay.
But more important than that, in American Battleship, he plays General Hugh McCracken.
What the hell is that?
I don't know, but I need to watch it.
Oh wow, President Weathers and General Hugh McCracken.
McCracken.
Okay, and I got the Toy Story of Terror thing wrong. It's Combat Carl, and then he also did Combat Carl Jr. as well. Okay, cool.
And he did. He also did voice acting for Mortal Kombat 10 or X.
What? How? For what? What do you do?
There's a skin. So here's the thing, and I know I don't have to tell you this, Chris.
It's all good.
Things are sometimes racist.
Oh.
And so that one of the skins that you can put on Jax on Mortal Kombat, it's Dylan, for whatever reason.
Predator Dylan?
Yeah, and then he voices him.
Oh, okay. Because that's cool.
Yes, but also does it make sense?
No, it doesn't. I mean, I guess the logic they used is probably, and I could figure it out right now. They're both soldiers, so let's so we don't have to figure out and flesh out a different character set.
Yeah.
Let's just apply Dylan onto Jax and it'll be the same. And then different voice, it'll be different enough. They'll appreciate it. I am legit curious to see to check out some of that footage.
I played Mortal Kombat 10, but I don't remember that skin. I think it's
2015 for that game, eh? He put in work. That's respectable.
That's the thing. And that's what I said, if you scroll down and you look at he was in movies in every year. Especially in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And then there's a little bit of but still he made a lot of cameos, smaller appearances in certain series and even ER. Jesus.
In ER. Oh, I'm not surprised.
Who wasn't on ER?
That's a good question. I don't know who wasn't in ER.
Yeah.
But that makes a lot of sense. But dang, man. Oh, and like the whole like for me, like as far as like blaxploitation movies go and having them on
Mm.
my radar and stuff, I had no idea that he was the Action Jackson.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I wasn't aware of it either.
Jericho Jackson, 1988. Gee whiz.
That is such a good, like, Jericho Jackson is such a good name for like a detective in a black exploitation movie. Like,
And
it's
you know
just
who was his chief? Bill
who.
Duke from Predator.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
Bill Duke is the one with the one
The
that
sweat, the profuse,
yeah, the profuse sweat.
Who sweat shades for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, we need. I kind of feel like we need to bring Predator back at some point. It's just too timeless to not bring in. But anyways, yeah. Holy moly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, he plays Apollo Creed in a music video, a James
Yeah, with
Brown music
James
video.
Brown.
Oh
Like,
my
come
god.
on. The guy is timeless. It's like
Yeah.
there'll never be
No,
another
I
Carl
agree.
Weathers. And he's not pompous. Like, I don't know, kind of like a like Conor McGregor is in his own way, because like I think
Yeah.
Roadhouse is coming, a new Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal, and
Oh my
Conor
god.
McGregor is going to be like that nemesis for him.
I already
But
can't stand it. Like,
like,
just from watching the trailer, I'm like, fucking, oh, that guy's so obnoxious.
but you don't get, and it's really cool when you come across actors that can separate and be whatever, like shape themselves into whatever character they have to, but still be
Well,
respectable outside.
I
Of that.
think it's the opposite, right? I think
I'm not talking about Conor McGregor. I'm talking he's playing himself.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think
Yeah.
most actors who are actually actors know how to play into a character, whereas Conor McGregor is just an asshole and is not acting at all. He's just being an asshole on command rather than by his own volition.
Yeah.
It comes easily, right?
There was also a role that I didn't even know that he had done from like 2015 to 19. There's a show called Star versus the Forces of Evil. This was animated again, and he played Omnitraxis Prime, this like
Nice.
ethereal skull being that's like that has this like air of like
Yeah.
granddad, but and this is on Disney, like the Disney XD Disney Channel, and
Oh,
he was still
really?
getting yeah. I'll share the video with you after as well, but like it's just the little things that pop up that you have no idea sometimes and still make you smile.
Yeah.
I got nothing but respect for Carl Weathers.
Yeah,
Thank you.
same. Like, and the guy, I feel like he was obviously, whatever he presents
Yeah.
as his like outward facade is whatever he
Mm.
wants to, but
Yeah.
he feels. I watched some interviews with him,
Me
and I
too. Yeah.
watched the entire. So Disney Plus has the behind the scenes
Oh.
stuff for Mando
Yeah.
season. I watched the season 1 and season 2. It's really fun, but like, they interview him, and he obviously directed 2 episodes there.
Right.
And I'm just looking here. He directed a lot of stuff, a lot of episodes. He directed an
In
episode of
Mando?
Hawaii Five
Oh,
O.
Hawaii Five-O. Yeah.
He directed an episode of Law and Order,
Wow.
and some other stuff.
That's incredible.
He
Not many
directed
people can.
5 episodes of the Sheena TV series. Oh
Oh
my
wow.
god!
Yo,
And Pensacola Wings of Gold.
the
So,
man put in work.
some good stuff and some bad stuff.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he directed some episodes from the new Magnum PI TV show, like the reboot TV
Doesn't
show.
look like it. He was
Yeah.
in it, but it doesn't
He
look
was
like he
in it.
directed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Wow.
from the interviews there when he was talking, and the guy, the person doing the interviews, talked to him about how he
Mhm.
he, because Grief is a pretty important character in Mando, right? And
Yes.
they asked him how he felt about being brought into the Star Wars universe, how so many people grew up with the thing and then
Right.
were big fans. Like, they talk about Ewan McGregor, when
Yes.
he was doing the prequels and having to be told to shut up because he was going whoa 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 when he was fighting.
Yeah.
And then they asked him, and I remember him being super down to earth when he was responding. He was like, "I'm too old for that to have been like, I wasn't that into Star Wars. I was aware of it, obviously, but I wasn't a
Yeah.
kid when it came out. I was
Yeah.
already like a teenager or a young adult, and I
Yeah.
never got into it. But then, being invited to this is obviously a huge honor,
Hmm.
and like the stuff that actors always say. But like
Yeah.
he didn't like pander to go, oh yes, he was like, no, I wasn't into it, but now I am, right?
Yes.
And so that's I like that. I like when actors, and it's funny because just thinking now, the way that he acts as himself in Arrested Development is like the polar opposite of that, right? He's super
Mm.
entitled and shit.
Yes.
And yeah, I feel like it's he was a down to earth guy, and Gone Too Soon. 76 is not that old,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's all of our 80s heroes are at risk now because they're all getting
It looks
very
that
old.
way. Yeah, we got to keep
Yeah,
pumping iron. I guess like that's what
yeah, well,
Arnold and Sly seem to be doing in that upper tier age. So if we follow in their footsteps and do more machismo filled, handshakes, maybe we'll be able to
increase their
go out.
lifespan.
Well, not if not that, I was going in the direction of maybe we'll reach the same levels. Our podcast will reach the at least half the level of respect and fame that Mr. Carl Weathers achieved.
Well, I'm not Austrian, but next time we meet in person, we can do an homage and do the handshake. You and I.
Yeah, and we'll just
We
ASMR
lack
that.
we lack the biceps, but
No
we'll
one,
make
well,
do.
no one has to know, but now
Fair.
you put our bit. So we'll have to cut this out in post, and then we'll ASMR the Dylan and what was Arnold's name in Predator?
Who
Dylan and
cares?
something. We'll do it.
Arnold.
We'll just do that. We'll just do that and
Uh,
ASMR that.
I'll find out. Give me a second. No, because
It's all
that's
good.
it's
But yeah,
it's shameful that I don't remember Arnie's name, and
it's
it's with a D. Um,
Dylan and something,
or
and
maybe it's
like
not with a D. Fuck.
that would
Where
be
are
funny if
you?
they were both D's, double D's. But yeah,
Oh,
and
that's something else. Dutch,
I know.
Dutch. Yeah,
See, so we were
Dutch.
we were close. That's why
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
trying to coax it out of our shared consciousness right now. But yeah, if it was possible, if our podcast was like audio and we had video, I would be more than happy to like cut and paste that scene towards the mid, like almost the end of Happy Gilmore, when Chubbs is trying to like force Ghost inspire Happy Gilmore to don't worry, and he's playing the piano all dressed in white, and he's like, a kiss for luck and I'll be on my way, don't worry Happy, just tap it in, just tap it in, it's all in the hips, yeah, it's all in the hips. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
Yeah, rest in peace. Gone too soon.
Yeah.
Still, like I said, peacefully. It's a much better way. We've been seeing in the past couple of years a lot of people going after fighting diseases and losing. That's a shitty way to end your life. At least
Or
you know,
yes,
at least
he
he
went out.
passed
Mhm.
away peacefully, right?
Yeah, peacefully, and not like one David Carradine. So
Oh,
you could
but
count. Hey,
you have
he's
to
winning.
go there.
He's winning.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
won. He did a lot better than
He
one
went out ahead. I agree.
DC. So
All right.
I think that's a good place to
Yeah.
cap it. But at the same time, I think it'll be fun to rewatch Predator for this podcast. We did it on the previous one, but it was only the two of us. I wonder how Matt and Spencer would react to our reactions if we were to ever to bring that one back, or other.
I think we
movies.
should at some point, because the
It's
way we
too
did it in the
timeless.
other, and the way you did it in the other podcast was different, and we were using a different
Format?
format, a
Yeah.
different ranking system.
True.
So yeah,
And there are lots of Predators. Like if we could we could have do a whole. I'm not saying we should. I'm saying it's possible to do a whole theme series around different Predators.
I don't think I'm ready for Predator. I'm not ready for Danny Glover to fucking. I love Danny Glover like in Lethal Weapon, but like that movie is not good.
And then I think we've all seen Aliens versus Predator. I don't know if we can handle rewatching that.
That movie is good for exactly 5 minutes, which is when the bespectacled the guy with the glasses scientist explains the story, and then everything else is absolute garbage. Bespectacled. Right. There you go. So English is my second language.
It's all good. We did it. We did it. Yeah. We came. We held it down. We tried to create a bit of a. Well, yeah. We didn't have to, but we chose to show up for our man Carl Weathers, and he'll forever be immortalized on the silver screen.
Yeah. Rest in peace, King.
For real. Okay. Well, that's our Popcorn and Plot Holes shorts, behind the scenes, stinger, extra credit, foray. Tune in next time. We'll be back doing everything you know and love across the facts spectrum. And
we're resuming what we said in the last episode.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers.
Peace. Get down to the chopper. Yeah.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
You're one of the best, huh? Oh, I see. Rocky, there is no tomorrow.
What's the matter? CIA have you pushing too many pencils?
God damn it, Rock.